Hi guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. So I'm trying to get the points up. So yeah, hope everyone is having a very good evening. Very good Saturday evening, I should say. As we've just watched the performance, we've just watched a football game. Liverpool against Arsenal in that very entertaining 1-1 game. We'll probably discuss that in a bit as well. And yeah, as always, normally this stream goes out on a Sunday after the game. However, because there's only one game tomorrow, which is Chelsea Wolves, we've decided to go early and do the stream today on Saturday, because obviously there's a quick turnaround with Boxing Day fixtures as well. So we hope everyone's doing well. So yeah, let's talk about game week 18, because again, it was another big game week for sure. And we've actually got to speak about this because I wasn't on the last deadline stream. As you guys know, Jordan took the deadline stream, and a lot of people don't know what moves I did because I didn't even tweet it out because I've been very busy. So I didn't actually tweet out what I did. So I do want to confirm, guys, before we move on to my team, the transfers I made was I took a -4. I did take a hit. Last minute, I decided to take a hit and be risky, and it almost paid off. Obviously, if Trent didn't go hit the crossbar, it still did sort of pay off. Because Trent got the assist. But I did Livramento out for Trippier, and that kind of paid off because Trippier got 2 points. Livramento didn't start, was on the bench. And then I did Tsimikas off, took him out for Trent, and obviously Trent goes and gets an assist. Could have had a goal, very unlucky. And obviously we saw Tsimikas go off injured in what looks like he could be out for a while now. So if that's the case, I'm glad I've got Trent now in anyway. So let's start off with the goalkeeper. Newcastle. Wow, I didn't see this one coming. Newcastle losing to Luton. Or should we have seen this coming? Because Newcastle's away form isn't great. And Luton, under the radar, are pretty decent at home. So maybe I should have seen this one coming, and bringing in Trippier for a hit sort of didn't really pay off. So yeah, Dubravka did blank in the 1-0 loss. Trippier, again, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how Trippier did. Did he get any up there? Did he get any chances? Did he create anything? I'm not so sure. So I can't really say what he did. Do let us know if you watched the Newcastle game, guys. How did Trippier do? But I was not impressed to see Newcastle lose 1-0 to Luton. Porro, on the other hand, annoyingly did concede quite late on against Everton. Obviously, Spurs ended up winning 2-1. However, I did hear that Everton could have had another goal. So it maybe Everton feel a bit unlucky to lose that game. Obviously, Porro did concede as well. He was on for bonus before that goal as well, I believe. So yeah, a bit unlucky, but I don't think Spurs deserve to keep the clean sheet, as from what I hear. Looking at Trent now, I thought Trent was excellent. For those that did watch the game, obviously it's just finished. I thought Trent was really good in that first half. Some of his passing, his pass for Salah's goal, it's just world class, really. The way he just puts it over Zinchenko's head. Salah controls it, obviously, and we know, and he does the finish as well. But I thought Trent defensively was really good as well. Like, sometimes, Trent can be beaten, as we've seen in 1v1s, but I thought in the defensive situations, he was great. And obviously, he was one of my transfers in. And overall, I am happy now I've done it as a hit, because we know Tsimikas played a few minutes and got injured, and then he could miss some games going forward. And it looks like Tsimikas will be a doubt now for Burnley. And having Trent against Burnley, more than happy that I did do it for a -4. Well, Trippier was a -4, I should say, because I was bringing Trent in, I think, because I just think Trent's one of those players I do want to own now. So nothing really to talk about apart from Trent's excellent assist. In the midfield, up and down, Gordon, again, I didn't watch the game, so Gordon did blank. We know Gordon seems to be flagged every game week, but he ends up coming out and playing, which is mad. So Gordon did start, played the game, a full game, I believe, and yeah, 2-pointer from him. Palmer, we know, plays tomorrow against Wolves, so we'll wait and see what Palmer does. And then Saka with the 1-pointer. I didn't think Saka had a great game. He did have that really nice chance where he cut it back. I think he was on the right-hand side with his right foot. He sort of like crossed it, low cross. No Arsenal players there to, shoot and attack the ball. And unfortunately for Saka, he maybe could have got an assist, but I don't think Saka overall was that effective. I thought Joe Gomez locked him down very well. I thought Joe Gomez, when he came on, I thought, could he live up to the task? But yeah, brilliant. Joe Gomez, I thought, was very good against Saka. Again, with Son, I didn't watch the game. Obviously, Son did score, so brilliant. Again, he does it again. Seems like he's consistently scoring goals. So I'm very, very happy there with Son and getting that 7-pointer there, you see. And yeah, hopefully he can carry on before he does go to the Asia Cup. Salah, again, what a goal. I regret not captaining Salah. I had a feeling, I think I told Jordan, I think Salah will do well. Yeah. I don't think Salah was great again. Like, there was moments in that second half. If Salah passes to a Liverpool player, Liverpool are in. Like, there's been a couple of moments where Salah, he messed the pass up completely. But his goal, I mean, that is now 151 Premier League goals for the King. And I believe he's now in the top 10. I think he's 9th now. Salah is the 9th all-time top scorer in Premier League history. So, I mean, the man speaks for himself. He is a goal machine. And yeah, I was, as a Liverpool fan, obviously, I was very happy to see that goal go in against Arsenal. And yeah, Salah definitely could have had more. I didn't think he was great for his standards. A lot of loose touches, a lot of loose passes, but he's that sort of player that can still, get you out of the mud. And then Watkins, very, very disappointing from Watkins here. Did blank. I think he had a disallowed assist, one of the goals. He was my captain. I thought, in terms of logic and the fixtures, I think Watkins was the right captain at home with how strong Aston Villa are. However, it didn't work out. Watkins blanked. And yeah, kind of regret it. Maybe should have went on Salah. I just should have maybe backed my team a bit more, because I did have a feeling that Salah will turn up against Arsenal, because I think that's now 10 goals against Arsenal for Salah, which is the most of any opponent, along with Man United as well. So Salah's got 10 goals against Arsenal and 10 against Man United, his favourite opponents to play against. And finally, I think is the big one, as you can see from the thumbnail again. Massive haul from Dom Solanke, Big Dom. I bought him in last week. They took his points away. They couldn't take his points away this game week, because he's gone and got a 17-pointer. And yeah, this is a big one, guys, because obviously, you don't normally get like 17 pointers. I've not really had any, I don't think, this season, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, very, very happy there with Solanke getting the hat trick. 3-2 win, I believe. I think a last minute winner as well for Solanke. So yeah, that's big. Gets a free bonus points as well. Obviously, I took him in. Sorry, I took Haaland out. Solanke's already paid off. Would have paid off last week. But yeah, the annoying thing is, though, my bench. I probably should have bench boosted. Like, I've got so much points on my bench. It's absolutely unreal. For a single game week, I think that's the most points I've ever had on my bench. I'm just seeing.
Yeah, that would make literally one of the best bench boosts I think I've seen in a single game week.
32 points on my bench, guys, I believe. Yeah, 32 points on my bench. So Areola goes to get a clean sheet and a couple of bonus points with the 8-pointer. Obviously, West Ham winning 2-0 against Man United. Archer goes and scores and gets a couple of bonus points against Aston Villa. Gabriel scores against Liverpool. As you know, he scores the first goal early on, gets the header. I believe he also got a couple bonus points for his performance. And then Taylor keeps a clean sheet as well. So the bench, 32 points on the bench does sting. I mean, who else would I have played realistically? I didn't expect Arsenal to keep a clean sheet, so that's why I didn't play Gabriel. However, I didn't expect the goal. Maybe I should have played Gabriel. I don't know. I mean, it is hindsight, because obviously Trippier had Luton, so you'd expect Trippier to get a clean sheet potentially. I was never benching Trent, and Porro, you can't really bench Porro. So yeah, it's one of those, but I can't complain too much. It is a decent green arrow, not the biggest green arrow in the world. However, a green arrow is a green arrow, and I can't complain. So it is 50 points for me. However, I did take a -4 hit. So 46 points with Palmer left to play. And I believe it's a 23k green arrow. So about 20k green arrow. It's not a massive green arrow, but again, I'm not going to complain at this stage getting a green arrow. And I'm building that momentum again. As I said, this is when I want to take it a bit more serious now, this Christmas period. Hopefully I can break into that top 100k soon, but there is still a lot of work to do. So yeah, that's how my game week 18 has gone so far. Literally all my players on the bench performed really good. Salah, Son, doing really well. And obviously Solanke is a big one that's bailed me out really, because apart from that, there are some disappointing, defense was sort of disappointing. I expected more for the Newcastle guys. But other than that, can't complain. 46. Let's move on to your team now, Jordan. Talk us through your game week 18, how it's gone for you there.
Well, as you can tell, it's been a bit of a disaster, but I keep this short and sweet because there isn't really much to talk about for my team. But let's start off with the player in goal. That is Leno. Obviously, Leno. Sorry. Obviously, Leno didn't keep a clean sheet. So shockingly, Burnley scored 2 against Fulham, and obviously that leaves Leno with just the 1 point because he obviously conceded 2. That was a point taken off of him. So yeah, that was a very shocking result considering Fulham played absolutely well in the first half, and then it all sort of fell apart in the second half for them. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, just to add insult to injury, Areola gets a clean sheet, and I decided to play him because of the fixture. But turns out the fixture was completely the wrong move to go forward in this game week for my goalkeeper wise. Moving on to the back 5. So yeah, the back 5 didn't really pay off this week. So Tsimikas obviously went off injured. I think it was his collarbone. It was mentioned in that slam to, I think, Saka. And obviously he went off and only gets 1 point for playing 34 minutes. Pedro Porro, obviously clean sheet was wiped for him from Everton scoring. There was a goal from, I think, Calvert-Lewin, but that was ruled out for being offside. So it could have been a draw against that fixture or even Everton winning that game. But yeah, no clean sheet for Pedro Porro this week. Trippier, I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised because we've now mentioned Newcastle's away form is pretty terrible, but you would have expected a bit more, especially for the fixture against Luton. Even though Luton played well at home, it was a bit underwhelming. Obviously, from Trippier only getting 2 points from that fixture. So yeah, no attacking return, all clean sheet for Trippier, and yeah, another blow for Newcastle. Moving on to Branthwaite. Obviously, he didn't keep a clean sheet because Spurs scored 2 against Everton. So there was a point deducted for the goals he conceded, Branthwaite. So that leaves him with just 1 point. And considering all the defenders I got a clean sheet from, this was the most unlikeliest one. But Charlie Taylor, obviously the Burnley defender, kept one and got his 6 points in that 2-0 win over Fulham, which I did not see coming at all. But I'm happy that I played Taylor and he managed to get me some returns from the defence. Moving on to the midfield. So, yeah, there is only one return, and that is from Salah, from his 7-pointer in that 1-1 draw against Arsenal. So he did get a yellow card, which did affect his points. Otherwise, he would have probably got some bonus points on top of that. But because he got the yellow card, that left him on 7 points. He just scored a goal, though, for Liverpool, which was a nice goal. And yeah, I'm glad Salah has another return. I wish I captained him for this week. Moving on to obviously Mitoma. He obviously went off in the 83rd, so it was the late stages of that Crystal Palace game that Mitoma suffered an injury to his ankle. He was seen, he came off in crutches, which didn't look good either. So I doubt he'll be playing in the next fixture Brighton have. So that's a bit of a headache for me as well. Mitoma being out, he's currently yellow flagged at the moment for ankle injury, but I don't see him playing in the next fixture. Saka, he only leaves with 1 point. He got a yellow card only in that Liverpool Arsenal game. So yeah, no return for Saka. To be fair, I don't know if Saka is worthy of staying in the team or not. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but I've not really liked Saka currently in games. Not really much involvement from him. Obviously, last midfielder, that's Hwang. He plays against Chelsea at home tomorrow, so we have to see what Hwang can do for my team. And then up front, we've got Watkins, who, again, I'm not surprised at this. I'm not sure why I was so adamant of captaining Watkins for this fixture, because it's not the first time where we've seen a fixture where it looks great on paper and great for a team that's doing well this season, but Aston Villa end up drawing to Sheffield United at their home stadium. So I think that is down to a lot of pressure and expectations from obviously Aston Villa doing really well at the moment, and I think that was a lot of pressure on the players in that game to obviously get the win, considering it was Sheffield United. But it was a good draw for them, Sheffield United, but a major blow for Aston Villa because that is a 3 points that should be easily won for them. But he does end up with 4 points with the captaincy over him. So yeah, no return for Watkins this week. Obviously, there's not really much to talk about on the bench apart from Areola, who got his massive pointer from that Man United game where West Ham won 2-0. And I was quite expected to see Man United score. I think this is 4 games now. Man United haven't scored a single goal. So 4 matches now with no goals for Man United. It was pretty bad. I didn't watch the game, thankfully, but I did hear it was pretty bad performance for Man United, even though they had some good chances in that game. But yeah, Ariel did get the clean sheet and he made at least 3 saves, which got him another point as well. So it was a nice return for Areola from obviously his wrist injury. And yeah, in terms of rank, it is of course not great because my old rank was 217k. I'm now down to 400, just below 400k. I would say like 425k. So it's a massive red arrow again for me this week. And the total was 27 game week points. So not really high scoring game week for me. And yeah, I have again a lot more headaches to deal with in game week 19.
Okay, so that's game week 18 and how it's gone for us. We are going to take some of your questions. Do get your questions in the chat as well. And yeah, we're going to quickly go talk through game week 18 as well. And we'll also, talk about game week 19 as well. So, SJ in the chat. Hi, bro. Hi to you,
Hello,
SJ.
SJ.
Hope you're well. We've got Mehdi. Hello to you, mate. Hope you're well. Yemex, 80 points. Tripled captained Solanke. Wow. I mean, that's a mad one if you went triple captain Solanke. I've seen a few captainers, so fair play if you went Solanke. I didn't think about it, to be fair. It didn't cross my mind. Maybe I should have, because Nottingham Forest do leak a few goals. They're conceding 5 as well to Fulham. Obviously, with Nottingham Forest, you don't really with Solanke and Bournemouth, you don't expect them to score that many goals. But look, Solanke, that's the stuff of dreams are made of. Triple captaining him, 80 points.
Yeah, and I think Nottingham Forest down to 10 men as well helped contribute to that red card.
Yeah, obviously forgot about the red card in that match as well. Obviously that helps Bournemouth's cause. Chief, hi boys, 64 points for me with Palmer to play still. Unlucky game week for you, Jordan says Chief.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it, Chief. I'm expecting it next game week even as well now because of Matoma Simicas injured. I've run out of ideas, honestly, on what to do. I need the wild card in game week 20 as soon as it can come because I've literally run out of ideas on what to do for my team now up to this point.
Roman, hi lads, 52 -4 with Palmer to play. For me, that hit was not worth it at all as Areola played and Leno, bit of a shock result for Burnley. So you took the goalkeeper out, I see.
Yeah, I remember Roman in the deadline stream mentioning whether to take the goalkeeper out or not because we weren't sure Areola was going to start or not. But it turned out, unfortunately, he did and got a clean sheet, which is quite annoying on your behalf, Roman.
Karim says fantastic bench. I think that's in regards to my team.
Yeah, definitely not mine.
Yeah, Mehdi has had the same bench as me as well, same order. Me and Huss with Gabriel and Areola on the bench. So it seems like a lot of people did bench Gabriel. Obviously, he's for his 10-pointer and also Areola for his 8-pointer. So there are a few managers that have benched those players. 56 points so far. Huang to play. Kept faith in Salah captaincy. Overall rank inside 2.5k. Very good game week. Well done to you, SJ. That's a very nice rank you got there. Obviously, Salah captaincy faith pays off. Maybe I should have done the same. So, SJ, I believe you're an Arsenal fan. You captained Salah against Arsenal, I see. That is having an FPL faith. Pass overtaking Jordan. What a swing over last few game weeks. Yeah, the swing has been a bit mad. Definitely, there's been a decent swing for myself. I mean, I can't remember. I think I was a million a couple of game weeks ago. But that should show you guys, things can change very quick in FPL. And I still remember when I was like in the top 5k, like when you're up in those ranks, it is hard to stay there. Like you make one move that's not great, you're coming straight back out. I remember. But as I said, I wouldn't worry too much still. You could still get a great finish. It's still early. And a couple of good game weeks, you're back in the 100k, then you can game for 50k. So I still think rank at this stage isn't the most important. But obviously, it's good to have, if you're in the top 500k around this period, I think it's decent still. Neil 54 and Chan and Palmer and Solanke. 42 with Colwell and Palmer to play. I had Areola and Gabriel benched too. Livid. Yeah, Areola, Gabriel. A lot of us, George, benched them. Top of the FPL Duo Mini League. Happy Christmas, says SJ. Yeah, well done
SJ.
for being top so far. And obviously, Christmas, top of the league for Christmas, which should be, good for you in the sense of maybe winning the whole thing end of the season. What's up, guys? Do I start double Arsenal v West Ham? If it's double Arsenal defense, I'm not sure. I would do it. West Ham are looking quite good at the moment, so I'm not sure I would do it if I'm being honest. Very initial thoughts, but Neil, a lot of comments coming in. My wife Sandra has Archer, Bayer, and Areola on the bench. That's a lot of points. Yep. I mean, we are going to talk about game week 19 now because I think we covered game week 18 slightly. And I think game week 19 is another big game week, I think, for all of us. So let's pull up our bus teams for game week 18. So I'm just quickly share with you guys what my team is lining up like. And I'm fairly happy with the way my team's looking, to be honest. Especially after that hit. I'm glad I did the hit now, I think. Because I would have taken one anyway, probably, for Semicas. Maybe could have played Gabriel.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm glad I hadn't taken a hit this week.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Actually, I don't know, because I feel like if you took a hit, who would you bought in? Could you have actually bettered your score? If you took a hit for a forward or a midfielder, potentially.
Well, it would have been Palmer, would have been a potential player, but we won't know until obviously tomorrow if that would have worked out or not. But I think if Palmer did well, it's still not made up for it, I don't think.
So let's get into my bus team for game week 19. So in goal, I have Dubravka against Forest. Normally, I would be confident. It is a home fixture for Newcastle, and we know they're a lot better at home, but I'm not sure about Newcastle. They look very leggy right now, and they've got a few injuries still. I'm not sure what to expect from Newcastle, and I'm not that confident, if I'm being honest, but we'll see what Dubravka does. Porro's got Brighton away. I'm happy to play him in that fixture. I think Brighton are struggling with themselves as well. Trippier, on the other hand, has got Forest, as I said. Again, I don't know what to expect from Newcastle. It is a home fixture, so I am expecting a win. Hopefully, Trippier can get me something in this game. But yeah, it was disappointing in game week 18. But going forward, let's see what he can, if he can bounce back. Obviously, Newcastle have been struggling quite recently. Trent, on the other hand, and that looks like a good fixture now for me. Burnley away. Liverpool have drawn now 2 games in a row against Man United and Arsenal. So Liverpool have to win this game no matter what. I think it's a big, important game for Liverpool. And Trent, I was impressed with the way he played today, defensively and offensively. And I think I'm very happy to own Trent for this fixture. It could be a nice little returner there with Trent. Moving into that midfield, I've got Gordon, who's got Forest. Let's see what he can do. I'm not too confident. Is he going to start? We'll have to see. I'm hoping, we get some team news. Son's got Brighton away. Palmer's got Palace. Saka's got West Ham. Salah's got Burnley. Salah is my captain. We know Haaland should be back, potentially. We'll have to wait and see on the news. But I'm going to play Salah, and I'm going to have Salah as my captain against Burnley. I think, I still think Salah might be the best captaincy on paper because Haaland's got Everton away, I believe. And Everton have looked a bit better as well this season themselves. And up front, I've got Watkins, who's got Man United away. I think with the way Man United are playing right now, it's a great fixture for Watkins, potentially. And then Solanke has Fulham. Solanke just got a hat-trick. Fulham's just lost 2-0 today. So I'm confident going into that fixture with Solanke. Hopefully he can do the business again. On the bench, I've got Areola, Archer, Gabriel, and Taylor. So those are the players for my Game Week 19 team. As you guys know, I have 2.6 million in the bank, roughly, and I have 1 free transfer. And initial thoughts, I'm 99% sure that I am going to roll. I'm going to roll the transfer and have 2 free transfers going into game week 20 when I probably want to bring back Haaland, if I'm being honest. So Haaland probably will come into my team next week if he's fit. But I'm happy with the way my team looks going into game week 19. Jordan, same for you. Talk us through how you're lining up for Game Week 19.
Okay, so we got obviously Leno in goal. Got Bournemouth away. It's a nice fixture, I think, for them to bounce back in from their last game. In the back four, we got Taylor. He's got Liverpool. Pedro Porro's got Brighton away. Trippier's got Nottingham Forest at home. Brantford, he's got Man City at home. That should be an interesting one. Whether Everton can do the business against Man City in that one. Maybe there's an upset in that fixture. We'll have to wait and see. In the front midfield three, we got Salah. He's got Burnley. It's a nice fixture. Probably the most captain player. Saka's got West Ham at home, and Hwang, who's got Brentford away. Lineup for the front three, we've got Wissa, he's got Wolves at home, Alvarez, he's got Everton away, Watkins, he's got Man United away. And as far as I am sure, I have no bench, as assuming Simicast is not going to be available for that Burnley away fixture, and Matoma not being available for that Tottenham home fixture. Effectively, I'll have only the starting 11 to rely on this week. But I do have obviously one free transfer, and what's going through my mind right now is a lot of issues to address as they have popped up this game with Matoma and Simicast being put off injured, which leaves me with what initially I am going to bring in Haaland back in as long as he's back fit for the Everton fixture, and potentially taking out Watkins, who I just brought in. That was my original move to bring Watkins in this or last game week, but this game we're currently in, and then taking him out again for Haaland, who I want back for that Everton away fixture, and potentially captaining Haaland in that Everton away fixture because it's currently on Alvarez. But I think that's my move so far. Obviously will change because of the updated problems I have with my team, but for now, the moves I'm set on is Watkins out for Haaland in for one free transfer.
Okay, so you're going to be looking to bring Haaland straight back in?
Yes, for that Game Week 19 fixture against Everton away.
Mm-hmm. And he'll probably be your captain as well, right? So that will be a debate as well.
Yeah, I think I'll be going captain this Haaland for next game week potentially over Salah, who has Burnley away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a few of your comments as well. K7, I'm on 46 with Palmer. Archer v Luton, Hustle, Watkins v United away. I wouldn't want to bench Watkins when he's got Man United. I know Aston Villa didn't win against Sheffield, but I just look at Man United, the struggles they're in. I wouldn't want to bench Watkins personally. So I'm happy to play Watkins against Man United. I just think he can score against them. So there's no need for me to consider Archer. And I think Luton actually are decent. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to play Watkins. That's my team, but Raya in goal says Superman. Last game week before the second wild card, and got to prepare for big players like Salah and Son going to AFCON and Asia Cup. Should be fun. Yeah, it should be. Obviously, Salah and Son will be off shortly to their for their national teams. Didn't Lascelles and Lewis Miley get injured as well? Yeah, they did. Lascelles went off. I think Miley went off as well. So again, Newcastle do have a lot of injuries. They do look leggy. They are struggling. So having triple Newcastle right now with Gordon, Trippier, and I've got Dubravka doesn't fill me with massive confidence. I could be tempted to take out Gordon, but ideally I don't want to make a transfer because next week I'm going to need to use 2 free transfers to bring Haaland back in because Haaland is going to require me to sell one of my players, and I am considering very early thoughts selling Salah in Game Week 20. Because you take a look at Salah's fixtures. Salah's got Newcastle in Game Week 20. He's a home fixture at Anfield. So really, I don't really want to sell Salah, if I'm being honest. But Salah might be the only way I sell him to get back Haaland. Obviously, other than that, I've got to sell Trippier and Trent, which isn't worth it. But it looks like Salah is going to be going out my team in Game Week 20. And then after that, he's gone AFCON anyway. So essentially, it's the Newcastle game. As long as Salah doesn't punish me too heavily, because after that, Salah's going to be in AFCON for Bournemouth. He's going to be AFCON for Chelsea and in Arsenal potentially as well. And then after that, I'll look away to bring Salah back in later. But yeah, I'm probably going to miss. What's your plans with Salah in Game Week 20? I'm assuming you're holding, Jordan.
Well, when the wild card comes, I'm potentially getting rid of Salah myself as well.
Oh,
to restructure my team completely around other players. So yeah, Salah will be out of my team for that.
Okay. If Salah could be a bit of a differential now I look at it. If a lot of people sell him to get Haaland back in Game Week 20, then it'll be interesting to see, because obviously Newcastle's away form is horrendous. And going to Anfield with the injuries they have, it could be a nice little game there for Liverpool. But we'll have to wait and see. But just looking forward with my team. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with the way it's set up. Son, I will also get rid of Son. Son, when it comes to when he's going, I think it's in Game Week 21 when he's got Man United, I'll probably just sell him to Richarlison or even like someone like that. Probably will be Richarlison. It will be another Spurs player potentially. So he's the one. He can go. Watkins and Solanke, the way Solanke played today, I don't really want to sell him, but I'm probably going to have to sell Solanke to bring Haaland back in, which is mad because I just think Solanke is such good value for his money. Like 6.9 million. He's got 11 goals, guys. 11 goals in 18 matches. And he was 6.5 million, I believe, at the start of the season. Incredible value. And he's one of those players I'll back him to score. I'll tick along. So I don't really be wanting to sell him either. Watkins is the one. What do we do with Watkins? Because again, Watkins is one of those players that he's consistently returning sort of as well. You take a look at his, he's on 9 goals and 9 assists.
Wow.
18 attacking returns for Watkins so far this season in 18 games. So it's nearly a attack and return a game on average. So he's super consistent so far this season. He's got some nice fixtures: Burnley, Everton, Sheffield United, Fulham, Forest, Luton. These are some nice fixtures. And I don't know if I want to get rid of Ollie Watkins longer term. So I think where the play is in midfield, maybe.
Yeah, Watkins, I'll say, is a very long holding player. I think as long as he keep that form up, I think it'll be in most of our teams for the rest of our season.
Haaland won't play, surely. Yeah, we don't know with Haaland, to be honest. We don't actually know. We're hoping to hear something in regards to press conference on Haaland, because I'm hoping that he doesn't play. So obviously I don't need to bring him in. But if he is fit, then people will be looking to bring him in. Obviously he's got Everton, but it will make it easier for me, obviously, if he doesn't play. But we'll have to wait and see. No one actually knows. Think I'm going to do Tsimikas to Trent this week. Yeah, it looks like Tsimikas has injured his collarbone.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
What about your plan? I mean, you're going to just bench Tsimikas, aren't you? I'm guessing for another week.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to bench him for another week. Hold off for Game Week 19, obviously, until the wild card comes, because my team desperately needs it now. With Matoma and Tsimikas both out injured now, that's pretty much secured me a red arrow for Game Week 19, because I got so many clashes in my team playing against each other and not an effectively good starting 11 either going forward. So yeah, I am expecting another red arrow for Game Week 19, which is why I definitely need the wildcard coming in 20, because any plan I've literally pre-planned has gone wrong. That Matoma and Tsimikas now hasn't really changed my plan, obviously, for Haaland, but it has changed, obviously, the future, definitely, and definitely secured me for wildcarding in Game Week 20, which I don't want to do. But now that I'm in this position, it sort of forced me into, obviously, me wildcarding straight away. Because I don't think hits will get me out of this issue. There's be too many hits to take and not worthwhile for the players that I bring in for the hits either. Because there'd be so many to take out. It'd be removing like 8 of the 11 potentially players in my team that I'm not happy with.
Fair enough. What other questions have we got? Is it mental that I'm planning to go without Haaland until Salah goes to AFCON? No, I don't think so. If that means you're only going to miss him against Everton, I plan to do that. I plan to not have Haaland if he's fit for Everton, and then bring him back for the fixture after that. Who's Man City got in Game Week 20?
I think, let me just check. I think it's Sheffield. Let me just see that it is. Yeah, it's Sheffield at home in Game Week 20.
Yeah, so I would want him for Sheffield. I'm willing to risk going without Haaland against Everton. It may come back to bite me. That's the risk I'm willing to take and go without Haaland for that. Just that one game. Because I'm going to captain Salah anyway. Even if I had Haaland, I think I would have captained Salah. So I'm happy to go without Haaland. What should I do with Martinelli, guys? Also says K7. What would you do with Martinelli, Jordan?
Martinelli, I wouldn't get rid of him yet. I feel he played really well in that game against Liverpool. I don't think he was that bad. I mean, he did come off for Trossard, which you always know that's a rotation risk in playing the amount of minutes between the two. But yeah, I like the look of Martinelli. I think I would keep him as a nice differential. I mean, Saka being mostly template just leaves no assets really for Arsenal to go for. That will get you points and rank gains. So yeah, I would like a Martinelli still in my team just for that rank difference.
I mean, for me personally, I would be getting rid of Martinelli right now if I had him. I just think he's not really scored many goals this season, has he?
No, it's just.
I mean, I've been quite disappointed in him.
Yeah, he has dropped off. I will say that he has dropped off a bit. It's just his involvement in games. It just looks like he will score, but ends up not. But you just feel like it's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I think with Martinelli, I think Saka's the one I'd want. And even Saka himself, I've not been massively convinced with this season. Like, in terms of FPL. Like, he's getting assists here and there, and he does return, but it's not the hauls that we expect, that we got last season. So, for me, if you've got Saka, I don't think you need to double up with Martinelli. I just don't think Arsenal are getting that many goals to warrant that. So I'll just keep Saka and get rid of Martinelli personally. I'd rather have loads of players. I'd rather have a Tottenham midfielder like a differential, like a what's his name? Kulusevski, or even the other one, Johnson.
Oh, Brennan Johnson, yeah.
Brennan Johnson. I'd rather have a Brennan Johnson. If you want to go different and you want to take a punt, go for a Brennan Johnson or someone like that, playing that Tottenham team, which is what I'd rather. I know Martinelli is a nice differential to have as well, and he could have maybe done a bit better with some of the opportunities he had today, but Martinelli's not been on my radar at all, to be fair, and I probably would sell. Man City away to Everton looks tough. Even if Haaland fits, it's better to bring him on Game Week 20.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough fixture. Everton, it's at home. You know what Everton are like at home. They're not the easiest opponent to break. And the way Man City are playing, especially now they're out of the top four as well in the current table in the Premier League, it's definitely a must win, I think, for Man City that game, but it is going to be tough.
What else we got here? SJ. Selling Salah and bringing him back could lose you around 0.6. It's a bad idea. I mean, I plan to sell Salah. I just think with Salah, it is 3 games he could miss out, and that's a lot. That's a lot of money to bench, I think. And you could use the funds and fix other things of your team, you know. So I don't plan on holding Salah. Maybe you could get away with holding him. But yeah, as of now, I do plan on selling him, to be honest. But we'll have to see. All plans are always changing. I'm rolling this week, then bringing Haaland back in for Callum Wilson. Yep, that's sort of my plan. Roll and then try bring Haaland back in for Game Week 20. Selling Salah and buying back is likely to lose money unless he drops massively. I don't think he'll drop too much. What do you reckon? Do you think he'll drop much?
He'll probably have 1, maybe 2 price drops, but I don't see that many from Salah. I think a lot of people will bench him for that reason, being he is a lot of money, especially if you've got him in from the very beginning. There's a lot of price rises Salah's had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely money you want to keep in your team, especially if your team value is not that high. I think a lot of money to let go of.
Yeah, I do think a lot of people would sell him as well, but with Salah, just looking at what he's worth right now, 13.3 million. I can't remember what I bought him for, if I'm being honest. I don't even remember what price he was when I bought him. I don't even know how he'd check on here. But he was probably like 12.8 or something, 12.9 when I bought him in. So, and if money is an issue, I don't know if it will be an issue. Because I'll probably get rid of Trippier or Trent. Probably Trippier, the way he's playing.
Yeah.
And the way, I don't know why I bought Trippier in when I really think about it now. I don't know why I did it. The next 4, he's got Liverpool away, Man City at home, and Aston Villa away. Those are some tough games. So if Trippier doesn't do anything against Forest, it could be a really bad move for my part. I'm not sure. What's your thoughts on Trippier?
I think it's really only worth keeping as the way it looks, the pattern it's forming for Newcastle. It's only worth playing Newcastle assets if they're home, in my opinion. They just look so much better. It's a complete mirror image of the way they play at home compared to away. It's weird. It's like Man United 2 seasons ago. They would literally lose every home game in Old Trafford, but would win pretty much every game away. It was a complete comparison change. And it's like the same for Newcastle, even though they've struggling with a lot of injuries at the moment, they still put up a good performances at home in their stadium. So I would, I do have Trippier, but I think I'll be tempted at benching him in the away games and playing him only in the home fixtures. But is it still worth having Newcastle assets if you're only going to play him in home fixtures and not the away ones? Because it's not worth having them in the away games, no way.
Yeah, Trippier, I bought him in, but I'm not. I kind of regret sort of bringing him in now. But he does have that potential, even though they are tough games, I guess, on paper. Look at Liverpool, Man City, and Aston Villa. Whenever I've not had him, he has got some big hauls in certain games. So it's just with the injuries, you don't know what you're going to get with Newcastle, I feel like. Trent ownership is going to fly with Son and Salah leaving. Yeah, could do.
Yeah.
Trent, I've always said, when he's playing, when he's going forward, and he's having a good season, Trent is now on, 4 assists and 2 goals, but it's just the all-round influence he has on the game. Obviously, you expect more from Trent as well. Obviously, he's very expensive now, 8.3 million. Is he worth it? I think that's a debate. If you think he's worth that sort of money, I do think they priced him quite high in comparison to every other defender, but we know how good he is on his day. But yeah, another assist today. And he's involved in all the attacking phases for Liverpool. And especially with money lying around with no Salah, no Son potentially, then yeah, there's money to go around.
And he plays so far forward now, Trent, especially that new position he's in. It's literally playing as like a Salah or Darwin Núñez. So as a defender in FPL, playing like a midfielder or forward, I definitely think it's worth the money, the value for money. And I expect that forward Trent to keep going the way he's playing at the moment.
Yeah. I've bought Trent in, and he sort of paid off so far straight away, I think. Would you guys sell Diaz this week? I have wildcard left for Gameweek 20. Yeah, I probably would sell Diaz. I think Diaz has struggled. Since that knee injury, I think Diaz has struggled quite a bit. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, watching Diaz on a regular basis. When he first came to Liverpool, absolutely on fire. He has had a sort of a dip since that knee injury. Obviously, we know he's had a few things in his personal life as well. But I probably would sell Diaz if I had him, yes. But Burnley away looks like a nice fixture. I don't know if I would be wanting to sell a Liverpool asset before they've got Burnley. So you could keep Diaz, take a punt on Diaz and hope he can get you something. If you are definitely wildcarding in Gameweek 20, if you're definitely wildcarding in Gameweek 20, I wouldn't sell Diaz. If you're not, if you're holding your wildcard out longer, then I'd probably sell Diaz, if that makes sense. If I'm having Martinelli, I will keep him because Arsenal's fixtures are much better in the coming weeks. You're taking a look at Arsenal's fixtures. They do get slightly better now. Obviously, they've just played Liverpool. They've had Aston Villa as well in recent weeks. West Ham next, Fulham after that, Palace, Forest. So the next 4 aren't too bad. You'd expect maybe a few goals here for Arsenal, maybe some few clean sheets as well. So they play Liverpool again in the start of February, so it should be another big game there. West Ham, Burnley. So yeah, the next four look decent on paper for Arsenal. So you could take the punt on Martinelli. For me personally, I'm not going there. I've just not been impressed as much in terms of Arsenal's attack down that side. Haas, you planning to do Solanke to Haaland when you're getting him back? Yeah, it's looking like I'm gonna have to take Solanke back out for Haaland. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell either of them really. Could I do Archer to Haaland, and I've got to sell Son and Salah probably?
That would be a lot of money.
Yeah,
to fund that because Archer's so cheap and Haaland being so expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You'd have to take out 2 expensive players to fund that.
Yeah, I probably will have to take out Solanke. Well, I am going to sell Salah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell Salah or Son, one of them. 100% are going. Or maybe even both of them. But we'll see. I was in shock when Trent missed it. Yeah, that chance, man. As a Trent owner. As a Trent owner and as a Liverpool fan at the same time, you're thinking about FPL. But Trent had to score. Trent had to score that. I think it's one of those chances. Side-footed it, hits the crossbar. On another day, it's a goal, you know. But he has to score that goal. Got the big Dominic Solanke before the price change. It's wildcard 1. I have to use it before game week 21. Oh, wildcard 1. Damn, I thought you were talking about wildcard 20. I mean, you have to wildcard now then.
So you're looking for options besides Diaz, besides the obvious ones as well.
I think Richarlison he might be an obvious one now. I think Richarlison looks decent. Obviously, getting another goal. I think since I've mentioned Richarlison, that's 2 and 2 now. I'm
going to say Almiron.
Nah, I'm not keen.
Even though Newcastle are hindered by injuries, I think Almiron, he's got something against Nottingham Forest at home.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If I'm being, I wouldn't go there. I'm not sure I'd go on any Newcastle player. Even I've got Gordon right now. I'm not so sure on Gordon, but you don't know. You might get something good out of Newcastle because their home fixture is so different to their away fixture form.
Yeah, that was my thinking on that. The home fixture breeds the form for Newcastle.
I think Douglas Luiz, Ziegel. I know Douglas Luiz is spoken about quite a bit, but Douglas Luiz, let's take a look at Villa's fixtures. Man United next. I don't think that's a red fixture, so I'm more than happy to play him against Man United. Burnley, Everton, Newcastle, Sheffield, Man United again after that. Douglas Luiz on penalties as well. He did get an assist, I believe, this game week. So Douglas Luiz, if you need someone cheap, I don't hate Douglas Luiz. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to roll. Obviously, you're bringing Haaland straight back in, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think there's not really much I can do, really. I just need to wildcard in game week 20 and get the game week 19 out of the way, if I'm honest. Because if you look at that team, you've got Taylor who clashes with Salah. You've got...
I forgot Richarlison went off injured, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. I forgot to say. Richarlison, he went off injured in like the 53rd minute or something.
Oh, that's why he went off early. I wondered why the reason was Richarlison went off, because I was listening to the game, but it wasn't clear why Richarlison went off that early.
Yeah, he's injured. But yeah, if he's fit, we'll have to wait and see in regards to Richarlison.
Yeah, that's annoying. So maybe Brennan Johnson becomes a good option.
Brennan Johnson. I don't hate that, as I said. Merry Christmas to you too, says Neil. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Obviously, we're now 2 days away. So yeah, Monday, Christmas. So what everyone's celebrating. Do we hope everyone has a nice little Christmas and also New Year as well. Happy New Year to everyone. Richarlison is injured. Yeah. Simicast got injured, as I saw. I can do Simicast to Gabriel for game week 19 and still have funds to do Solanke to Haaland on game week 20. Yeah, that looks like a good move.
Very nice.
I don't think Arsenal. I think Arsenal going forward is decent now because the fixtures have turned. So they've got better fixtures coming up. You can see maybe some more clean sheets for Arsenal there. Also, I do want to add, guys, there is quite a lot of you in this chat right now, and there's not enough likes on the video. So if you haven't already, just take 1 second. All we do ask for, guys, is a like on the video. It's free. It helps support the channel. So if you do appreciate the content we put out, hit that like and also hit that subscribe button as well at the bottom. It's free to do it. Just help us out, guys. That's all we ask for from you. Thoughts on doubling Spurs defense with Porro and New Doggy? I'm not a fan. What about you, Jordan?
No, I wouldn't go double Spurs defense. Definitely not. I'm still not liking Spurs defense. It is pretty vulnerable in some instances, like we saw obviously against Everton. They could have potentially scored 2 or 3 against Spurs, but they were fortunate to only concede 1 against them. So yeah, I wouldn't be going double Spurs attack. I think just 1 Spurs defender is enough to have in your team. There's not really a particular team that has impressed me to have double, obviously, defense. Yeah, I think going with just Porro or Doggy would be enough in terms of defense assets.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to double up on any team's defense. I just don't think that a team is that good defensively to double up on. I know you don't double up on Tottenham for the clean sheets. It's more for the attacking returns. But even then, I wouldn't want to have both. I'd rather just have the one, I think, personally. Just going back to my team now. Yeah, I still think Porro's a player you still want to own probably. Because he does have that attacking threat. I think Trent's going to be a bit popular as well. Trippier's always there. Still very highly owned, isn't he, Trippier? I think he's 43%. He's come down.
Yeah. I think it will go a bit more down after that defeat to Luton as well, which for my wild card, potentially Trippier might not be on it.
Yeah.
Because of obviously the way Newcastle are playing. I'll have to wait and see what they do against Nottingham Forest to, I think, finalise my decision in that.
Yeah. Also, Trent going on to defenders. Obviously, he's at 18%. I think that will rise in the coming weeks as well, potentially. Should we soon be looking at Ivan Toney back in Gameweek 21? Could get a move to Arsenal or Chelsea. I mean, it's a long way away still. We have to see if he does get a move, how he's like as well when he's back from, obviously, he hasn't had match fitness. I know he's been training, but he's not played football in a while. So we'll have to wait and see how he looks, when he's back in form. I'm sure he'll be fine. But yeah, still a while to go. And obviously, January, there's going to be teams that make signings. Again, that's another interesting part of FPL. There should be some business done in the winter window. So we'll see what happens in regards to that as well. I like both the Douglas Luiz and Almiron shouts, says Zigor. Obviously, 2 of the shouts we made. Also, I do like, as I said, another one, Brennan Johnson. I do like Brennan Johnson as a punt if you want to go Spurs. If Richarlison's out, I think Son becomes even better now. I think Son is, with Richarlison out, Son even better for him because he's going to play down the middle. Hopefully more chances, etc. So that could be a bit better for Son. But we know Son's going to Asia Cup soon as well. So let's try to get some goals out of him before he does go. Thoughts on Pascal Gross, Jordan?
Yeah, I was actually going to mention Pascal Gross because I feel like he's slightly underlooked. And I think now because of Mitoma being out injured, that just gives more Pascal Gross more potential of attacker returns, playing more up front in place for obviously Mitoma, because he did get an assist against Crystal Palace in that 1 goal draw against them. And he got another assist in 16. So far this season, Pascal Gross, he's not had bad returns, 3 goals and 6 assists. And a lot of these returns have come in the last 4 game weeks. So I think with Mitoma being out, I think Pascal Gross could become an option if you're looking for a Brighton player. I honestly wouldn't look at any other Brighton player at the moment apart from Pascal Gross. He's the only one with the fixtures as well that Brighton have all the way up to 28. I think Pascal Gross could be a nice long-term hold for a differential at 3.3% and 6.4 million. I think he could be one to be a hidden gem in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, with me personally, I've not been impressed with Brighton. Like, I know they'll still get goals going forward, but defensively, they need to fix up a lot. I think they are kind of mastered of their own downfall. When I've watched Brighton recently, a lot of their goals they're conceding is just purely down to them overplaying or making mistakes at the back. So that has worried me in terms of that. I just don't think they're not as good as last season. I think that's fair to say. Obviously, Caicedo and McAllister are massive misses. Europe is also seems to be affecting them a bit as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure Brighton. I'm keen on Brighton if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes out on Pascal Gross because I know Brighton are terrible. Like they haven't had a clean sheet this season so far. It just shows you the problems they have. But in terms of goal scoring, they are scoring 2 or 1 goals each game still, even if they don't lose, or even if they don't win or obviously lose the game or draw it. There's still goals in there for Brighton, and I think some of them will come from Pascal Gross, some will come from other players. But I think without any choice, I think Pascal Gross is the only Brighton asset I would look at if I was looking.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there anything else we've got to discuss about this game week? Obviously, still not over. Chelsea yet to come against Wolves. See, Palmer there can do something for us, maybe. Taking a look at the fixtures. So yeah, a lot of interesting games this week as well, for sure. It's been an interesting game week. Looking forward to the game week 19 as well. It is a mad game week because there's games on Tuesday, Boxing Day. Then we've got some on Wednesday and also some on Thursday as well, with a couple of fixtures thrown in there. So what stands out to you in game week 19 fixtures wise?
I think definitely the Everton and Man City one stands out for me because it'll be interesting to see if there's an upset with Everton being very good in the last few game weeks as well. Picked for keeping 4 clean sheets prior to the Spurs fixture we just had. I think with Man City now dropped out of the top 4.
Are they out of the top 4?
I believe so. I think they're now 4th.
I believe they are 4th. I'm just looking at the table. Obviously, they've got a game in hand.
Yeah,
we got to remember they got a game in hand, but they are. Yeah, sorry, you're right. They're 5th, Man City, as of now.
Yeah, so I think there's more determination for Pep and for obviously the team to break back in and get back into that title race because it is slightly slipping for them now, Man City. As determined as they are, I think they would want to win that cup and obviously all the other cups as well to keep up. So it will be interesting at Everton at home what they can do to stop Man City if they can.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Newcastle, Forest. I'm going to be interested to see what happens there. Liverpool, Burnley. I'll be watching obviously as well. See what Salah can do. I'm probably going to captain Salah. Bournemouth, can Solanke do it again? We'll have to see. Sheffield have Luton. Don't know how that's going to go. Man United Villa is going to be a good one, I think, for sure. I think that's probably one of the standout fixtures potentially. Watkins, Man United are on a poor run of form. And yeah, I think Watkins could have a good game here. So we'll have to wait and see. Chelsea Palace, that's got 1-1 written all over it. Brentford Wolves, again. Brentford are a funny team as well. Wolves should be interesting what they can do. What do you reckon?
I think Wolves can win that one because Brentford are without an attack now. With Mbeumo now out from injury and Tony not coming back until around game week 21. Not only these really Wissa, and honestly, I'm not really impressed with Wissa being in the team.
Yeah, that Wissa move, you made that move a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? That Wissa move is not really paid off, really, has it? Like so far.
No, it was for a cheap differential pick, which he hasn't so far returned me any points. And since then, Brentford haven't been playing that well either, especially losing to Sheffield 1-0. So yeah, the Brentford attack is lacking, and even though Wolves haven't got Neto back yet, I still prefer the Wolves attack to the Brentford one.
Yeah, then on Thursday we've got a couple of decent fixtures. Brighton Spurs. I think Spurs look possibly like the one that can go and win that. The Brighton still no clean sheets for the Brighton this season, and then finally we've got Arsenal up against West Ham as well. Should be a good game. It always is. London derby. Obviously Bowen's on fire. Kudus looking very good. Paqueta as well. So West Ham, they could cause a few issues for Arsenal, but you still expect Arsenal being at home as well to get the job done. But yeah, interesting fixtures for sure. Taking a look back into the teams, I think we're fairly set on what we're doing. I'm pretty confident that I'm going to roll. I don't see me needing to make any moves unless we hit injuries. That's all it will be down to. But even then, I'll probably just play Archer, who's got Luton, or Gabriel, who's got West Ham. Because I've got a bench.
Also, because Palmer's on 4 yellow cards as well, and if he does get one tomorrow, you have no issues because you've got bench players to replace Palmer with. But yeah, in other cases for other teams, that might be an issue.
Yeah, if Palmer does get a yellow and he gets up, I'll probably just bench Palmer. I don't think I'll sell him. I'll just play Archer. If Gordon misses out, I've got Archer, Gabriel, and with the way my bench performed this week, I think I've got to trust him a bit more sometimes. If Gabriel, you never know, he could get a clean sheet against West Ham. So if anything happens, I'll just play the bench. But yeah, guys, do like the stream if you're still watching. If you are enjoying the content, hit that like button. As we say, it really helps support the channel. Go on, you were going to say?
And yeah, we've always mentioned Gabriel being dangerous on those.
He finally scores
set pieces. Yeah, set pieces and corners. And yeah, literally, of all the fixtures I would have thought him doing it in, that was the least expected one to do it in. But yeah, that just shows Gabriel is dangerous on those headers.
Yeah, he did. I think he had another one header. He almost won another header. But yeah, obviously Gabriel scoring from a header. We did say Gabriel does have aerial ability on set pieces, and he's one to watch. And obviously he scored. But yeah, let us know in the chat, guys. Is there anything else you want us to touch up on that we potentially might have missed, or that you want us to discuss? I mean, captaincy, we've done that sort of. We've spoke about. We're on Salah. You're probably going to be in Haaland. We are going to have a lot of content to come out in the next couple of days, guys. So we're going to drop a team selection video. I don't know when, but stay subscribed to us. But that will be coming. Transfer tips video dropping as well very shortly. But yeah, it's been a nice little stream. We probably will wrap it up here, guys. We've just gone over an hour. Yeah, anything else you want to add, Jordan? What we spoke about?
I think that's pretty much covered. I think Gameweek 19, it's been a bit of a roller coaster of a game week, because the way it was starting to look, it didn't look like it was going to be a good game week for most of us, but it did turn itself around, especially with that hat trick from Solanke, which topped off obviously the end of the game week. But yeah, there is a lot more football to come. Obviously, this game week isn't over yet, so there's still a few surprises, I think, coming into that Chelsea and Wolves game tomorrow before the game week is over. Yeah, so stay tuned. We probably will stream tomorrow, guys. I think we will stream a transfer tips video potentially tomorrow. And then we'll also do a team selection on Monday's Christmas, so we're not streaming. We'll probably do a double stream tomorrow. I just realized, aren't we? Yeah.
We won't stream on Christmas. We'll stream twice tomorrow, and then we'll stream again on Boxing Day for the deadline stream. So make sure you do tune in for that on Boxing Day. Should be a great stream. So hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, see you tomorrow for transfer tips and team selection. Hopefully a double stream. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you soon.